So I hope you've all had a great day, because today, personally, I'm suffering. Every muscle in my body feels terrible. I spent 4 hours at the gym yesterday, and it was well worth it, because I really, honestly, just can't move. And I love every bit of it, because I'll be going back tomorrow to do it again. I will be built like a Greek god by the end of this week, and if I'm not, well, maybe next week, and maybe the week after that. You know, I really do appreciate going to a gym after spending all this time working out at home and doing jogs every day and all that. It really has worked out, but we gotta see more improvement faster. But that's not the point of this video. We're not here to talk about working out and fitness, we're here to talk about goddamn fanboys. And it's not just any fanboy, it's J-Dub. I haven't necessarily covered him within some recent time, of course, because usually he doesn't really say much that's really interesting or worthy to cover, until now. Because J-Dub actually believes the PS5 Pro, with games that get PS5 Pro enhancement, he believes they are going to do 60 FPS 8K resolution, when the consoles can barely even hit 1440p stably. And he thinks it's going to do 8K resolution, when most PCs, depending on their setup and what game that they're playing, won't usually ever run 8K, unless it's an old game. Like, I really want you guys to think about this, right? He believes those games will do even better than a fully decked out PC, or well, a moderately, I don't know, it would really depend on what you do and what game you're playing, but let's just say we're doing modern games, right? Space Marine 2, Dragon's Dogma 2, Alan Wake 2, there's a lot of 2s, I just realized that. But you get where I'm going, a lot of these newer games at 8K, 60 FPS. He believes games like that have just recently come out will perform better than a PC. I'm sorry to tell you, Chief. A PC will always outperform your PlayStation, and that goes for your Xbox as well.
And the PS5, which you should be, everything, you know, they give you options. If you like 60 frames, every game give you 60 frames. Performance mode, if you want the graphics mode, the 4K and stuff like that, the ray tracing, they give you a mode for that. But with this PS5 Pro and the PSSR technology that Mark Cerny got in the RTX 4700 Super power that's integrated inside the PS5 Pro.
Bro, that's amazing. This guy went saying it was like comparable to a 4090, bro. To like a 4080 to now down to a 4070. This is amazing. He brags about literally just DLSS with extra steps and more fancy wording, and it apparently being comparable to a 4070, which it's not. It never will be, champ. I'm sorry. It's not. That will easily outperform it. And then again, I don't think he understands what a graphics card is meant to do. If it was a CPU, I would have been a little bit more impressed, but you know, he's just like, oh, my graphics card, it's gonna be better, it's gonna look better. Like, bro, please stop. I'm gonna die.
I know some dude's gonna be mad at me saying that, but you know, hey, it's the closest GPU that's on the market, because AMD don't make a GPU as powerful as the PS5 Pro with the machine learning, with the advanced ray tracing, with the PSSR technology and all that stuff. So, you know, the only thing close to it is the 4700.
Bro, you have to be joking. He is literally like a Fallout 2 or 1 low intelligence build, bro. Like, he has no understanding of what he's talking about. He is as dumb as a rock. Literally the Crimer build on God. And I just want to give an idea to some of you guys out there. Some PC guys may disagree with me here, but AMD graphics cards are usually, in a sense, better for performance because they will give you more output for the price that you're getting them compared to Nvidia's. Both of these graphics cards usually have, you know, their pros and cons, right? Nvidia is better for content creators, AMD is better for actual playing games, so it really depends on what you're looking for. Usually I just go with Nvidia because I stream and all that, and it benefits me. But of course, maybe you don't. You just come here to watch the videos and want to play a game, you could go AMD. Like, it really depends what you want to do. Whatever you prefer, go for it. Whatever features you want from these graphics cards and CPUs, you go for it, right? Like, that's pretty much how you'd look at it. But this mouth breather doesn't believe that fucking AMD is making anything comparable to a bro, they've made better than a PS5 Pro. Oh my god. He knows nothing of what he's talking about. It's crazy that this person can live on the same planet as me. Like, I mean, then again, I shouldn't expect everyone to know anything about PC hardware or anything about it, bro. Just come on. You're saying that they're not, why do they even, no, you know, never mind. I'm not going to think about this, bro. This is just hurting my brain.
Yeah, but RTX 4070, I think that's the closest thing that you can kind of compare, because all the AMD cards don't have the technology that the RDNA 4 technology and the machine learning and all that stuff. Eventually, it's gonna happen, but today is not that day. So,
Bro, you cannot be real. You're not real. You're not a real human. You're a lizard. You're a fake human. You shouldn't exist. You shouldn't even be talking about PC because you clearly don't know what you're talking about. This man has never heard of FSR, and he believes it's not even comparable to PSSSR. I keep saying it wrong. It's PSSSR. I'm sorry, you get it. I'm a bit of a spastic. But there ain't no way you believe this, bro. You literally... No shot you're this stupid. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you, mate. You shouldn't be talking about PC. I hope to God you don't own a PC. I feel bad for the PlayStation guys that have to put up with you. Like, you fanboys really spoil the fun for everyone else by just being this unironically stupid. Like, the normal PlayStation guys must absolutely despise you. I would hate you. I don't want you representing my community in any shape, way, or form.
but for now, a lot of these patches are really doing the Lord's work. We didn't have ray tracing inside of Alan Wake 2 on the console at all. No ray tracing. Now we got advanced ray tracing. Console version of pad tracing, however you want to call it. That's what I'm going to call it.
You're not getting a special version of ray tracing, it's just ray tracing. It's just them giving you fancy words like, oh, it's advanced, or it's a better version of already... It's just ray tracing. There's nothing special about it. Preferably, if I was given the option, I wouldn't use it because you barely even notice the difference, only when it comes to shadows and maybe lighting occasionally. But that's it. It's not really that important. I'm not gonna say that it's really something that you need in the game. It's pretty much just a waste of time and wasting your performance. If you're ever given the option, just don't use it. Unless you're taking screenshots, then yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna ruffle some feathers tonight. And on top of that, we have 60 frames, higher fidelity, higher resolution, higher everything with the pixel technology.
Yes, getting AI to upscale your resolution and make your game look absolute ass just to give you a stable FPS at a supposedly higher resolution is so good, I can assure you. It is some of the best things that can ever happen. I know, my sarcasm isn't really coming through, but I think you understand that this is not going to be this big game changer as much as you might think it is, J-Dub. It's not. It really isn't. Like, are we really down bad for features that PC has already had for years now? Because I want you to think about this, right? PC will always arguably, in my eyes, be better purely because we can reach a natural performance. Yes, DLSS, FSR, and all these things can offer assistances with better lighting and all that, but you're relying upon AI to make that work, so often error can come into play quite often with this stuff, which can make it look sometimes even worse than it needs to be. Like, yeah, they have its use and how it can be used and how it can assist you, but for the most part, it's not really what I would say something that you would want as a standard in your video games, especially if developers are going out of their way to constantly release garbage after garbage game with zero performance or optimization and relying purely on PSSR, FSR, DLSS, and whatever else. It's not good. This should not be set as a standard of what you should have.
I gotta rub it in. I want to say one thing since Post Up is here. I will tell y'all, I held the L for about 4 years now. Almost, not quite 4 years, but almost 4 years. Before the PS5 came out, they had a CES, and they were showing off a 8K 60 version of Gran Turismo. And I assume that Gran Turismo 7 was going to be running 8K 60. So what my dumb ass did, you know me, Mr. Itchy Trigger Finger, I go out there and buy a goddamn 8K TV.
Now, I wanted to comment on this purely because I found it somewhat interesting. I don't think J-Dub's that much of an idiot for this, but then again, it was his fault for believing it, so take it as what you will. But mainly, I wanted to show this because it shows that he didn't really think before purchasing something. But I would also like to mention, on the box for the normal PS5, I'm not sure if it's still there anymore, but when it was first available, it did say that it could do 4K to 8K with that 60 FPS. And now he's making that exact same mistake again, believing that the PS5 Pro will do 60 FPS, 8K resolution, when we all know it probably won't. It's almost like he's incapable of learning. What was the saying again? just consume product and get excited for the next product or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure if I find the clip, I'll put it up. But yeah, you get where I'm going. He's not very much of a big thinker, this individual, if you haven't already gathered from his previous tweets.
Well, when the game came out, it wasn't 8K. Sony didn't enable the output and stuff like that. But now, you know what I'm saying? Thanks to the Mark Cerny and thanks to that PS5 Pro, I will finally be able to put my TV to use. As a matter of fact, I went and bought another TV.
I like how he makes just a straight up excuse for them. Oh, they didn't enable the output. It's almost like they couldn't do it from the beginning with their new releases. Wow. Wow. I guess we're learning something new, aren't we, today, guys? It looks like someone is just a bit of a mindless consumer. Anyway, I don't know about you boys, but I probably wouldn't be following Sony at all. I wouldn't be trusting what they were saying if, like, oh, they didn't enable it. Like, how can you be this stupid, honestly, bro? Like, I know J-Dub was a bit of an idiot, but I didn't think he was that bad, bro. Like, I thought he actually had some cognitive function going on in his brain, but I guess not. Mindlessly consuming is the only thing he can really do.
Pause. Terrence Singh said Xbox games are gonna play best on PS5 Pro. That's without a doubt. Indiana Jones. I repeat, Indiana Jones will be coming in February. So we know that's gonna play better and look better. It's gonna be 30 frames on the Xbox. It'll be 60 frames with ray tracing and everything, and all the advanced lighting and stuff like that on the PS5 Pro. So we excited about that.
That's right, guys. It's going to be 30 FPS on Xbox, and on PlayStation, it's gonna be 8K 60 FPS. You know, not like these consoles pretty much perform the same for most of the games, of course, just depending on the console optimization that may differ, but for the most part they're the same. Like, J-Dub must genuinely believe what he's saying, or he has to be one of the most convincing trolls that I've seen in a long time, but then again, he's been doing this stuff for years now, so maybe he's just genuinely stupid.
Well, here's the thing, Joyce. It's like, I got a 4090, right? I'm pretty sure you got a 4090 and stuff like that. The thing about it with the path tracing and frame generation and all of that stuff, it's not 4K native. You have to enable DLSS. You have to enable the scaling in order to get any kind of usable frame rates out of it.
No, you don't, you idiot. I have a 4060 Ti, and I'm able to do ray tracing. I'm able to run it at a consistent 60 FPS on ultra settings without any DLSS or anything assisting me with giving me those better frame rates. Actually, it might be 50. But the point still stands. If you have a good CPU and a good GPU with a bit of a good motherboard and a good time, you can easily get that. You're just saying that because you have no clue what you're doing. Now, of course, it does depend on the games that you're playing when you do it, but when it comes to the case of Dragon's Dogma 2, it actually does it pretty well for a game that wasn't really that optimized.
So that's not a native resolution even on PC. It starts at a lower resolution, but the DLS will upscale it higher. So it doesn't, that's why we need to stop thinking about native resolution. Digital Foundry said that years ago. I don't know, the only time PC dudes bring that the native resolution stuff up is when it's pertaining to the PC. I mean, when it's pertaining to console, because when they go and they game on their PC, they enable DLSS, and they're playing at quality, they're playing at performance, they're playing,
J-Dub, are you stupid by any chance? Genuinely, I just want to know. So you're saying that you would not want a native resolution that's actually good? Well, then again, you are playing on console, and the concept of 1440p doesn't really exist over there. 720p or 800p for Alan Wake 2 is more, up your alley. But this is the problem that I have, trying to sit there and justify the reason why we should use frame gen, resolution stuff, DLSS, anything, right, PSSR, whatever, pisser technology, whatever you want to call it. That shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't be told that we need to have fake stuff to make the actual main stuff that we should have from good optimization. I'm sick of relying on developers to tell us you need to have these tools activated on launch to get a stable 60 FPS. I'm sick of it. We will not use it. You will either optimize your game, or I just won't buy it. It's as simple as that. Like, I'm genuinely getting sick and tired of genuinely terrible optimization and making us use these tools that should be more of like an accessory to a lot of the actual side of the game itself. Like, you know, if you want to get even better performance over the native performance that you already have, then sure, go ahead and use it. But don't use that as a crutch because you were too lazy to optimize the game. I guess that's pretty much all I want to say here. I don't really have much else I want to say, so I guess I'll leave the video here. You all have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. I don't know, I'm streaming on Sunday, and leave a like, subscribe, goodbye.